Radio Rahim in the presence of royalty, the Gypsy King here in Manchester.
Big shout, wow, hydrate. Come on, the boys, get up.
All right, send that check. And
send that check, baby.
One person who may be out here fishing for a check is Ngannou.
Ooh. Now, this is sort of be serious, and I know this is a big interview, so I'm going to take it deadly serious. Francis Ngannou, I know you're out of contract with the UFC. You want to earn some big boy money? Come see the Gypsy King, and let's do a big, big fight for the baddest MF on the planet. And let's kick it up spicy, in a cage, 4-ounce gloves, under Queensberry, and let's have a badass referee like Iron Mike Tyson. Whoa, did I just sell that to the world?
I don't think there's anybody in the world that wouldn't buy a ticket to that. Would that come before Undisputed with Usyk if Ngannou was prepared to do so?
If the contract doesn't get signed with Usyk next for the fight of the century in boxing, then we'll do the Ngannou fight. Whether it's going to be in Las Vegas or Wembley, who will know? We will know quite soon, I think. Because if these fellas don't start coming up and signing the contract for the big fight, the fight of the century, then we're moving on to greener pastures.
Now, we keep hearing the deal is done. We keep, it's just a site. We'll figure out where, we'll figure out when. What is the sticking point? What's holding up the contract?
So at the moment, we seem to be, everything's going really, really well. But again, there's no pen to paper. And we haven't got a site date or a site, So, these things take time, and I'm not really getting involved. Frank Warren and the lawyer, Robert, they're going to sort it all out. So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to that fight of the century with Alexander Usyk. And I'm naming it the fight of the century because the last fight of the century before this was Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier won. And before that, it was Gene Tunney versus Jack Dempsey won.
Now, I know you usually show up with the Fury clan, and a little brother of yours has a dust-up coming, it would appear.
It does, yes. It's the big fight action. Tommy and Jake Paul have got it going on. There's an imminent announcement coming up for that as well.
So that's real. We're getting that.
Yeah, we are almost over the line with that. We should be announcing that quite soon, but I'm not going to announce it because they got to do it themselves.
Are you going to help him prepare for Jake Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to put a blonde wig on, and I'm going to chat absolute bollocks every day in the gym just to get him going.
And lastly, I think Josh was coming up also. He says maybe April 1st. Who do you think he should fight? And is that still somewhere in the cards maybe for you at 23?
I'm not interested, mate, to be honest. I've moved on. They've had their opportunity and squandered it. So, yeah, I don't care who they fight. But I'll tell you what I do like. I like Jermaine Franklin. He did really well in his last fight. I was very impressed. And he even trained at my gym for 4 or 5 weeks down in Morecambe. So I think he's a real contender. He's like an old school throwback heavyweight.
Wow. And lastly, Benavidez and Plant are getting it on March 25th. You have an opinion on that fight?
I'm looking forward to that fight. Caleb and David, they're very, very good fighters. Both of them great fighters. Benavidez is undefeated. Caleb Plant lost to Canelo. Come back, beat Durrell. So it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know who's going to win. Well, you have to always go with the undefeated guy, but you never can write Plant off. Great fight.
I don't want to disrespect the lads in the ring tonight. Obviously, we got Liam Smith and Chris Eubank Jr. Any final thoughts before they step in the ring?
I think it's a great fight, Chris and Liam, they're very good fighters. They've both been up there for a long time and both been around the British boxing scene for a long time. So it's great to see him having this big hurrah here in Manchester, my home city. And I really think it's a 50-50 fight. And I just say good luck to both fighters and may the best man win.
You make anything of the dust up at the press conference about who's doing what in their personal lives?
I didn't see any of the press comments. I'm not going to lie. I'm not on social media anymore since I went off it at the blackout. I think it's September, October last year. Right. I'm not on it. My social media team are doing it, so it's not me.
Well, it's very kind of...
I'll tell you someone we need to mention, but never gets a mention, and he's the bogeyman in all the divisions, and he needs a shot at something big. Boo Boo Andrade.
You couldn't be more right. I just covered Boo Boo.
Bogeyman. The man's a 2-weight world champion, and he will box the ears off anyone who has the bollocks to get in the ring with him. Give the man a shot at something good.
Might we see him on your undercard?
He's moved up now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Into what weight is it now?
168 now.
168. So you got Caleb Plant, you got David Benavidez. Who else is there?
Yeah, he wants Charlo.
Charlo, get them all in, give the man a chance. He's 33, 34-year-old. He's a two-weight world champion, and he hasn't boxed any of these big names, and not on his own problem. It's the other names don't want to fight him. Give Andrade a chance at something big.
The king has spoken. Thank you, Tyson, for the time. I really appreciate
Definitely
it.
needed to get him in there. Most avoided man in boxing.
Let me get a thumbnail real quick. Radio Rahim with the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.